Welcome back to Making Me Watch Movies. The movie you're making me watch today was Rebel Without a Cause, 1955 American drama film starring James Dean. Was it his last movie? I think it was.
No, Giant was his last movie in release ways.
What's your word? My word is angsty.
Oh, that's my word.
That's why I said it first.
I have that
my
word.
My word's rebellious then.
Rebellious.
It's in the title.
Right.
Whatever, dude.
I had angsty written down, that's for sure, but my word is dramatic.
Dramatic.
There was some drama in that fucking movie.
Oh yeah. You're tearing me apart.
I was trying to think of what's a word for like acty. It's just very acty. It's very heavy on the acting.
Melodramatic.
This is like a few steps out of like what this is probably the 37th movie ever made, right?
I think so. I did the math. It was somewhere in the 30s. That's for fact.
I mean, they're still acting like they're on stage.
Right.
This was the second movie to be shot with Cinescope.
That's cool. Yeah, it looked great on my phone.
What does that even mean?
Cinescope?
It was a great looking movie. It looked great. It was a great looking movie.
Is it Cinescope or CinemaScope?
If you're watching this on your phone, you shouldn't be hosting this podcast.
I watched it on my phone. I watched some of it on my phone. Not gonna lie. I was sitting in a parking lot.
You're a disgrace.
Why am I a disgrace? What does the medium have to do with, or what, like how I watch the movie? What size screen would you like me to watch the movie on, Schwartz?
At least
50 or above.
I don't own a 50 or above.
Wow.
Well, buy one. Fucking buy one.
You're gonna buy me one?
Okay?
You said you're gonna buy me shoes.
Dude. Yeah. Oh well, I might have found the pair today actually.
Oh really?
When do I get my shoes?
Dude.
Question.
I'll let you know when you get yours. You just shush up.
The people need to know about the shoes, dude. Let's put Rebel sidebar Rebel. Let's talk about shoes real quick.
Bars sided. Are they Nikes?
Yes.
I've never worn Nikes before.
You know, do children make those still? Is that a thing?
I hope so.
Yeah. I know some cows probably had to die, or pigs maybe.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna ruin these shoes for you.
A lot of dead people in this movie. Natalie Wood.
Yeah. Let's talk about the movie.
Natalie Wood was murdered.
Fine.
James Dean was reportedly faked his death.
He died in a car accident.
He's hanging out with Tupac in the Bahamas.
Natalie Portman, or not
Natalie Portman,
theoretically drowned, but probably was murdered.
Natalie Portman.
Let's be real. Natalie Wood.
Natalie Wood was murdered.
Probably.
Well, there was no. It was never. It was never
James Garner.
No. It was never proven that she was
never
murdered.
All I'm saying is there's only 3 people that know what happened, and one of them's Christopher motherfucking Walken, and he ain't saying anything.
And the other one's number 2.
From what I heard, it's probably more likely James Garner had something to do because they were like
it's not
fighting.
James Garner. It's Robert Wagner.
Robert Wagner. Sorry, my bad.
James Garner, dude. Don't tarnish his name.
My bad.
Who's James
Garner?
Garner?
Not a murderer.
Who did James Garner murder?
That was Natalie Portman.
Robert Wagner. Whoa.
Jesus. She's dead.
We're all over the place. And then the Saul kid, the dude played Plato, was also murdered like later though, like in the 80s, but he was actually murdered in his car.
Oh. Like Anton Yelkin, who I also think is murdered. I think that's a conspiracy.
Well, he wasn't murdered in his car. He was murdered by his car.
Or by the American government with his car.
What was Anton Yelkin? What did Anton Yelkin know?
I don't know, Russians, dude.
Was he actually? I mean, obviously his name's Russian, but is he like native Russian? I don't think he was native.
I think his parents were part of the KGB, or they're Russian spies, or they're American spies in Russia, or they're spies of American Russians.
Okay, I like how we're going.
Yelkin's maiden name is Putin.
So that's fucking weird. But so are all of these guys? I guess I don't think I forgot Saul, whatever his name is, the dude that played Plato. I don't think there was any conspiracies behind him, but he did get murdered in like the 80s. Natalie Wood, there's conspiracy. I haven't heard the conspiracy behind James Dean. I just heard.
Oh yeah,
he got in a car accident.
He's still alive. He just died in 2019 in Canada.
Oh, good. Wow.
Why would James Dean fake his death when he was becoming a fucking superstar?
He had to get out of the spotlight. He had to get out of the spotlight. You know, Brando was going to be in this movie.
I did. I read that.
Yeah, I know he screen tested for and everything like that.
That's pretty cool. I could see that. Might have been
Oh
better.
yeah.
Would it have been just as good?
He was older though. Like he would have been. I feel like he would have looked a little aged for trying to play a high school student. Brandon.
I think the best part of this movie was James Dean's acting. He was
totally
a fucking movie star. Like the only person nowadays that I can compare it to how like his presence is like Johnny Depp. He's like a young Johnny Depp. Honestly, that's what he reminded me of. Johnny Depp really, his early roles, like he really commanded the screen. I feel like James Dean was like that too.
Johnny Depp's first movie. Go.
Yeah. Oh, that's Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Jake wins.
But I knew it.
He reminded me of, but I knew it faster.
Game shows work, dude.
Yeah, so fuck you, Schwartz.
On Jeopardy, you think Ken Jennings was like, oh, but I knew that answer. And he was like, oh, shit, I didn't know that. You're back in, Ken.
Fuck Jennings.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's those words. I like Ken Jennings.
I wonder if I would know more about movies than him. I know he would know more about everything else than me. But have you not heard him on Doug Loves Movies? Oh fuck, you're right. He's great at that. Never mind.
He's pretty good.
I still watch that show constantly or listen to that.
So are you saying that he is a good actor? Or are you saying that the movie was so bad that his acting was the only thing that stood out?
No, I'm saying he's a great actor. I mean, he just commands the presence of everyone. He's great.
So then answer me this question. Why did he drive his car into a tree before this movie came out?
I don't know. It's probably the same thing that happened to Paul Walker. He just lost control of the wheel and died.
That's a little sketchy too. Paul Walker was a good driver.
Yeah, but Paul Walker wasn't driving the car. It was his manager.
Oh,
wasn't James Dean racing? Like he was
racist? I don't know. He didn't seem racist in the movie. He was friends with Plato.
Racing.
He might have been.
So why was Plato shooting cats in the beginning? They never really explained that.
No, drowning puppies.
Yeah,
shooting puppies. Yeah.
Mostly fuck that guy for one.
Yeah.
But interesting character, but mostly was a piece of shit.
Well, hold on. Whose pick was this? It was your pick, Anthony. Explain to people what this movie's about. Let's get into that.
Sorry, good call.
Jesus.
Good call.
Okay.
We're deep in without no one knows what's going on, even though the people that should
they know it's angsty. They know it's rebellious.
Rebel without a cause.
He's got a great shirt.
Yeah.
It's a drama. It's a teen drama about high school kids, namely James Dean, Jimmy, who's probably about 30 in this movie.
24.
24.
Close.
Brando would have been 30.
It's about bad fathers and like absent fathers. A lot of fathers in here. It's
a lot of daddy issues.
There's like the girl, like the whole girl and her dad thing, and she wants her to kiss him. Like that whole like shit's going like shit's weird. Shit's weird. And what was she out like hooking just to get back at her dad in the beginning? Is that what she was doing? It's like, are you looking for company? I'm pretty sure she was out like walking the streets just to make her dad angry because he called her a slut. That doesn't really.
That's what the cops were implying.
Kind of really solidifies his point.
They were doing it. Yeah, but she was obviously acting out for attention. They were all acting out for attention, more or less,
sure, because of their shitty father figures.
Yes, or lack thereof when you count Plato.
He's very insecure, Jimmy.
Yes.
He doesn't like being called chicken. Much like Marty McFly.
Yep.
What else?
Dressed the same as Marty McFly too. I don't know.
Dressed the same as Marty McFly. Doesn't like chicken. What else? There was another.
Influential was going to be my other word. You can clearly see lots of different movies taken from this movie. Like,
sure, it ends at the observatory, just like Marty McFly.
This is the original teen angst movie. This is the original drama. This is the first one.
OGTE.
Yeah.
Hey, OGTD, baby.
Yeah, I was actually looking up on Google like old teen movies, old high school movies, and like this, and then another movie from 1955 were like the oldest things that came up.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is early genre of the high school genre, if you will.
I feel like George Lucas's American Graffiti was just his version of this too, just like his PG version of this movie. You know, his way of telling it.
I could see that.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much more to the story other than they go through some shit, and in the end, he introduces his dad to his girlfriend, and everybody lives happily ever after. Oh, a bunch of people die.
other than Plato and
the kid who jumps off the cliff in the Chicky Run.
Ralph Gunderson or something.
Yeah, Gunderson. My Gunderson's itching right now.
Yeah, that guy died. Plato died. Plato got shot probably because he's brown.
Jesus.
World. Yeah, it's the 50s were like that.
It's
still like this to this day. I know, it's crazy.
It's amazing how it like ends there too, and they're like, "Oh, your buddy died." And he's like, "All right, cool, but like, Dad, can we be friends now? This is my girlfriend." And their mom was like, "Okay, I'm gonna be cool to your dad now." The whole time, Jimmy just wants his dad to slap his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that family dynamic was pretty fucked up.
Oh yeah. The whole thing.
All the families were fucked up. I think that was the point. I mean, this movie was about like I wrote it. This movie's about like bad dads and teen angst. Like that's
totally
what it was about.
Yeah. It was coming of age. I think it's for the time though, it was probably revolutionary because I think in the 50s they probably didn't explore the family dynamic in that sort of way. I feel like it was more of a conformity kind of thing. Most movies where everyone kind of presented everything more or less in the same way. But this one like explored that a bit more. Yeah. So I thought that was cool how they were able to probably break a little bit of a norm for 1955 films. And like we said, it's the first example of a teen movie where there's so much more to come after that. You know, if there wasn't for this, there might not have been a Breakfast Club, you know, Heathers, American Pie, all that shit, you know.
Do you think this is that much of a breakthrough? Is it a breakthrough in movies, or is it just this was just exploring a new genre in that it's kind of a breakthrough? Breakthrough is a big word.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like movies were more about like adult things like relationships, and all the major movie stars were like 40, 50-year-old men and like 20, 30-year-old women.
Right.
Like teens weren't, there wasn't many teen movies. I think this was the first like teen movie where people were like, damn, this is a young actor playing a young person, like portraying young people's lives. You know, there wasn't many of those, if any.
Yeah, I think breakthrough is fair to say that, because if anything, you see the influence like so heavy for so many different movies. Like we already made Back to the Future, kind of referenced The Room, all these other high school movies, you know. Like,
the great movie The Room.
Yeah.
Do you know what's actually crazy too? The pool that they're in at the end, the house they go to hide out on, that's the same pool as in Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, no shit.
It is.
That's cool. It reminded also me of Garden State. Do you remember that movie where like
I watched that movie 3 days ago.
Yeah, the dude that lives in the mansion. It is a pretty bad state. But it kind of reminded me of that scene when they were just hanging out at this random mansion when it was like the three of them, and other things like even Perks of Being a Wallflower. Like that movie was similar to like
That's a great example of pulling from this movie for that. Like, it's probably huge inspiration.
Yeah, new guy in town tries to get with the popular girl. They got a potentially gay. Well, the movie Perks of Being a Wallflower, he was a clearly out gay best friend, but Rebel Without a Cause was. I think that was interesting because Plato. That character, Plato, I think
definitely wanted to fuck Jimmy.
Definitely, but they didn't make it clear because I think it was probably because it was the 50s, so they couldn't be.
At a certain point, he goes, "What, are you not ready to come out? It's okay if you come out. Nothing will happen to you if you do." He's talking about him just coming out of the observatory, but it's like the exact words. I wrote it down. What, you don't want to come out yet? Nothing will happen to you if you do.
Right.
Like, and the whole time you're getting these pretty overt vibes from what's his name, Plato.
Right.
Yeah,
to Jimmy.
That scene when they go to that house and like he's laying on her lap and then Plato's just like kneeling right next to him. I was like, "Are they about to all have sex right now?" I was like, "What's going on?"
Oh, that shit was
couple
awkward,
scenes where I was like,
Plato's
Plato's about to kiss him
so hard. Yeah, dude. He was like trying to invite. He's like, no one's home. No one's gonna be home for a while. James, come on over. Dude.
I feel like Plato was the most fucked up character in the movie too, because like as soon as you see him, he just killed these fucking puppies.
Yeah,
and
they
like
should have locked that asshole up in the beginning.
Like, and that's the thing that bothered me about the cops. Like, it seemed like cops back then were more like guidance counselors than they were fucking cops. At least from the way that this movie portrayed them. Like, the cop was the guy they go to like rely on, like talking about their family. I was like, I don't know if that's really
and the fact that they were dealing with teenagers. Maybe they were like
the white kids
because they're dealing with teenagers. They're trying to They were just he's just wasted. It's fine, but he was fucking killing puppies, dude. Fuck that shit. Like, and the girl was just like out maybe being kind of a hooker, maybe just kind of walking around.
She was out hooking.
She was really do.
She goes, my daddy called me a slut. I'm gonna show him what a slut looks like. And
I felt like her dad was
pretty
much the cause of that, though. Like, she was just trying to be like lovey to her dad, and he's treating her like she's a fucking piece of meat, man. What a scumbag.
Yeah, there was a little bit of he was kind of an asshole, but she was also like, I need attention.
This
please.
movie's
Give me attention,
about
please.
This movie's about parents not understanding their kids. Like that's what
100%. Yeah.
Angsty. And this might have been. I mean, it's the first. Is that what generation is this? Is this the 50s?
This is the 50s.
You had to be born in the late 30s for this.
Is this like the first? These are like the first teens.
Yes, I think these are like the first teenagers, probably
self-aware teens. You know.
Yes, yeah. Because before that, like this is the time where media becomes a thing. You know, like television's now a thing. Like radio's a thing.
After the wars, after the Great Wars.
Right. Yeah. So.
Like where they can be teens. Teens before that were going to war. Like these kids are being kids. They're trying to figure shit out without people shooting at them, and their parents are just like, whatever. You'll figure it out when you're my age. You're gonna be like, I was a pussy back then, and he's like, but I want to know now.
Right. Extremely formative years for America, and then the youth was just looked at differently, I think, at that time. So. I think it was definitely a breakthrough with the teenage thing. But going back to the Plato character, I think it could arguably be considered one of the first like LGBTQ movies. You know, very possible.
In such a in a way where it's so obvious, yet they're trying not for it to be obvious.
Yeah, they're not blatantly saying it. It's subtle, but it was there, and it made it a little more interesting.
Yeah, it made it interesting, and it also it just showed how cool Jimmy was and coming in and befriending because he knows how it is to be the freak or the outsider or whatever. So he's befriending the kid. I mean, it's a great.
It took
movie.
to Jimmy very very quickly.
Hey, best ending of any movie ever.
I don't know. I liked the ending sequence, but the ending itself was kind of like, okay, that all just happened. And
strongest ending
we're
ever.
Done. Yeah. I liked the mansion into the observatory hole.
I'm really glad they told us it was the end because I wasn't sure yet.
Right.
I love this scene when they go to the planetarium and he's like, "You're all nothing. You're all gonna die." That was amazing. I didn't expect that at all. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, there was some weird darkness to this movie for sure.
Oh yeah,
that generation must have had some next level angst. Because I mean, I thought '90s were the angsty kids, but good God.
We're 90s kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I thought Nirvana and all of our grunge was angst, but nah, man, that generation had some fucking hard angst.
50s was early angst, then they found marijuana in the 60s, and then they just kept going from there.
Oh, heroin just brought it back to the 90s, I guess. Fucked everyone's life up.
Mellowed everybody out, Don't do heroin.
Right. So do you think this movie would have been, you think it's such a breakthrough? That was going to be my follow-up question. Or do you think it just was famous because it was his last or second to last movie?
I think it
was before it came out.
A little bit of both because I guess the movie he made before this, we were like, damn, he can act. And then they were like, damn, he just commands the screen. I think he's also, I was reading that he might've went method on this movie. He played that character the whole way through. Which I don't know if that's 100% true, but I could see that being a thing. And I think that it was just timing. I think the timing was great. I think he was a young actor who he was on the up and up because this movie was also filmed in black and white originally, and they went back and shot it all in color using Cinescope.
I saw that too. It was planned to be more of a B movie.
A B movie,
and then they were just
and then his star power just kind of ramped it up. I also read that
the production manager was like, "Jacket's gonna be red."
Yeah, I also read that on set. That he kind of took control of the set, and Nicholas Ray, the director, kind of let him. He would give other actors their cues and shit, and kind of let them kind of freeball a little bit. So that's actually pretty interesting how that all. I think it was just a perfect storm of a movie. I think everything just collided, and it was just made to be a cultural phenomenon. I think that's really what it is.
From the stories I heard about James Dean a little bit, just from watching a few clips and reviews on this,
from your personal friends who know him.
In my personal words, he kind of reminded me of an early version of Shia LaBeouf. Where he was a really good actor, kind of a weird dude,
Yeah, or fucking Johnny Depp, like I said before, like Johnny Depp.
That's true. Like I guess he would show up like to set like all disheveled. He would make like public appearances and go to like fancy lunches just like in a like ripped jeans and a t-shirt, no shoes on, shit like that. He didn't give a fuck.
He was like Heath Ledger. He was like edgier Heath Ledger.
So it's a good another
this
good
movie is like The Dark Knight. It's a good movie. Would it have been as popular if the dude didn't die? We'll never know because it was a good movie.
No.
Gotta give it to him.
Ledger was gonna win that Oscar alive or dead. He came that opening scene in that movie when he does the pencil trick. You were just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Right. It's gone.
Because I honestly,
you only like that because Eric Roberts is in that.
Because if we're talking Oscars, James Dean got nominated this same year, but he was also an East.
Shout out to Eric Roberts.
And
what's East of Eden about?
I don't. East of Eden's about something with like I think something with like some brothers in the country. I don't really know. I'm just gonna speculate. I'm not totally sure. This is my first James Dean movie, so
me too.
Props for that.
He only made 3 fucking movies.
Have you guys ever tried his breakfast sandwiches? I know you haven't because you're vegan.
Jimmy Dean's, I haven't.
Jimmy Dean.
But no, I'm glad we watched that because of it. I'm glad I saw a James Dean movie. I want to kind of watch East of Eden now.
Are you thinking?
That's all about.
Schwartz, do you is this a what's the fucking movie we watched that you were like, oh, it fucking sucks?
Citizen Kane?
No.
Oh, Cool Hand Luke?
Schwartz, is this a Cool Hand Luke situation?
No, you were not at all. This movie, the
hype totally outweighed what the movie was.
I think as a movie, it's okay, but his performance, like him as an actor, his presence is pretty overwhelming. Like he commands the screen. Like he's really good. Like every scene he's in, you're like, all right, yeah, he's really good at this. So I think that is what is really good about this movie.
If he was so good, then why did Hollywood kill him?
Because they were peanut butter and jealous.
They weren't ready for that rebel. They weren't ready for that rebel spirit in the 50s yet.
Same reason they killed Heath.
Yeah.
No, I think Heath Ledger OD'd.
Yep.
That's the story. Allegedly.
That's the story.
Yeah, and Jeff Epstein killed himself too, right?
James Dean hit a tree.
Himself. Yeah, right.
What do you hate, the troops?
Well, they Epstein him, dude.
Anyway, did you hear that Dr. Seuss wrote a version of this?
What do you mean?
Dr. Seuss wrote
like a version of the script?
A version of this script.
Really? Did they use any of it?
Negative. And then went on to let's see. Nicholas Ray finally landed the story Rebel Without a Cause. He wasn't the first person to write a draft of the film. One of the first passes was written by Theodore Geisel, otherwise known as Dr. Seuss.
This is the bigger question. Did Theodore Geisel write other scripts that we don't know about?
Oh, good question.
That is a good question. It's like, did Dr. Seuss write a bunch of movies that we weren't even aware of? That's interesting.
Dr. Seuss's real name, like Ernest Hemingway?
No, it's Theodore Geisel.
Because didn't he also do like another pseudonym for child's books, like Mercer Mayer or some shit? Or that's probably someone else, but I know he did it. I think he had another popular name.
Satan's Little Helper.
No, like whoever wrote, I think he also wrote Go Dog Go, but I don't think that Go Dog Go is credited as. I don't know. I'm gonna start looking for. It's gonna whole rabbit hole.
Have you ever heard of the dog who lost his way? The puppy who lost his way?
No.
It's a giant dog, like fucking Clifford size. It's a giant dog.
Okay, anyway, no. Go Dog Go was not written by Dr. Seuss. Sorry.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
I think another reason why this movie is so like legendary too is because we were saying before, just to piggyback on, is teens when they saw this that were coming of age in that time probably were blown away. They're probably like, holy shit, like we've never seen this. You know what I mean? Like, and
you think they connected to this movie?
Adults too, probably.
I'm sure.
If you're a 35-year-old adult and you see a movie like that, like you're not that far removed from it, and if you've never seen a movie like that before, you can still connect with you. Like when I watch that show Euphoria, yeah, I'm 30.
And he's gone.
That's
happened.
Some fucking sway over. You know what I mean? That's an interesting show.
Right.
I've never seen it, but I heard it's really good. And what's her name's in it, right? Zendaya.
Pretty crazy show.
Good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I'm not in high school and it shouldn't really matter, but it's still interesting. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, sometimes those. I still like some high school movies, even though I'm far removed from high school at this point in my life. But
I mean,
hey, high school was a good time.
Yeah.
It was
for me, not for some people.
Yeah, like I loved like Dazed and Confused is probably one of my favorite movies, and that's a high
Varsity
school
Blues.
Yeah,
Fahrenheit 9/11.
She's All That.
Elephant.
Yeah, all those. Giant. Elephant. That's what great high school movie. That's funny.
The Elephant would have never happened without this movie. Talk about a more angsty movie than that. The kids that shot up Columbine were the angstiest. Oh, you think they saw this movie?
That's a Gus Van Sant classic.
GVC.
It is. I love the comparison.
Just saying.
How about favorite scenes? Do you have a favorite scene?
I liked the introduction of all the characters in the beginning, and I like
in the police station,
and the
that was good.
Run.
I thought the police station sequence was probably the strongest sequence in the movie. Actually, I didn't expect it. Like when it kept going on, and like each character had their time with that cop. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Where is this going from here? Like, is this cop going to be a character in this movie now?" And you never saw him again, which was hilarious. But no, I guess you did see him again in the end. He was there in the end.
Mm-hmm. It was really well edited, and like how the camera movement was, like kind of like shifted you room to room really well. They did a really good job with camera work throughout that movie.
It was some very interesting camera work.
How like they did really good with connectors. Like I thought, yeah.
A lot of 3 or 4 shots, like low angle too, like showing everybody and like where they stand with each other. There was a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I noticed there was one part where they were doing there was like an argument with James Dean and his parents, and like his mom was up the stairs and his dad was down the stairs, and he was right in the middle of them.
And the dad had the apron on.
Yeah. So kind of showed like the hierarchy, like visually. That was well done.
Yeah,
Fincher does that a lot.
She wore the pants.
I watched Fight Club again the other day for the first time in probably like 5 or 6 years, and that whole movie, it's like it's all low angles looking up. It's crazy.
I never noticed that.
Alien 3 also. Alien 3 is just like that.
I just watched Prometheus yesterday.
Great flick. Everyone hates on that movie, but I love that movie.
That's a good fucking movie. I don't ever see it before.
People hate on that movie, but I love it. Yo, you never saw it before?
First time.
Wow. Dude, Michael Fassbender was amazing in that movie.
He was kind of weird in that movie.
Well, the whole time you're like the robot's the bad guy for sure. And then it turned out that he kind of was, but he also
have you not seen Alien?
Yeah, I've seen Alien.
It's kind of this. It's kind of the same.
I know, but if you didn't know it was, you wouldn't get it until you like started. Like you would have to like. I didn't really know it was an alien movie.
Why? The place that they land when they see the people is the same place in Alien 1 where they land and see the same fucking aliens.
And Ridley Scott directed it.
Dude. I guess I'm Ridley Scott directed it, dude. Yes, I'm a fucking. He redirected other movies that aren't Alien.
That's true. A lot of good ones.
But definitely, obviously seeing Alien.
I'm gonna go to my fucking idiot chair, dude.
Anyway, favorite scenes in this movie besides for the Jake. What's your favorite scene?
The one with the aliens. That was pretty cool.
You're tearing me apart. I like when he beat up the desk.
I was confusing Shia LaBeouf and James Dean again. At the end, when he found the alien, Shia LaBeouf in Indiana Jones 4, the best one, aka the best one,
aka the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Shia LaBeouf was kind of James Deanish in Indiana Jones too.
Shia LaBeouf was so terrible in that movie that it made the movie terrible.
Well, good thing fucking he took his hat back, and they almost tricked you. They almost gave it to Shia, but he's like, "Nah, dog, this is mine still. Fuck off."
Fun fact: they started filming Indiana Jones 5 yesterday.
Oh wait! I hope he stays alive for the.
Who's directing that?
James Mangold.
What?
Oh, nice, Mangold's dope.
Is Spielberg dead or on another project or something? He just was
like, I got better things to do.
What?
Spielberg should do it. But Mangold is a fucking great director.
Who's Mangold?
He did Logan,
Ford vs. Ferrari, Walk the Line, Girl Interrupted.
Wow. Very rarely do you list a bunch of movies that I've seen all of them.
Identity.
Oh, one of my faves.
I just watched
the Wolverine.
Recently.
One of my
Copland. He did Copland. That was a great movie.
Oh, he also did the Wolverine. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, Mangold's dope. He's a great director.
Good. And he's diverse, which is good.
He is. So
I'm sure
he'll pull this off. All of his movies are exactly the same.
He likes all kinds of ladies.
Like you wouldn't look at Identity and then Logan and be like, oh, that's probably the same director.
Yeah, no, dude, Logan is fucking beautiful movie.
Identity's so good.
Identity's great.
Even like for not Fast and Furious, Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, it's
super
a great movie.
good action movie. Like for a car action film, fucking he killed it.
And Christian Bale just fucking.
That is, I guess that is an action movie, huh?
Yeah, not my genre at all, but I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
I like how you strung out genre.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Another fun fact about this movie is
fucking hit me with it, dude.
Yeah, what you got?
Supposedly, Nicholas Ray had an affair with Natalie Wood when she was 16.
Is that why she's dead?
And then supposedly he also had.
She died way later.
And he also had an affair with the kid who played Plato.
Fucking Nicholas Ray was fucking, huh?
He was fucking banging, kids.
And Natalie Wood was 16, dude.
Yeah, they were both kids, really.
How old was Plato?
I don't know.
Probably a teenager too. He looked pretty young.
Damn.
Yeah.
What is he?
We should probably try to get Christopher Walken on this podcast and ask him about what happened on that boat. See if he tells us.
Yeah, Christopher Walken, or if anyone knows Christopher Walken listening.
Hey, Christopher Walken, if you're listening to this episode, hit us up.
Yeah, or Christopher Walken's people, or friends, family of Christopher Walken,
or Nicholas Ray.
Yeah, or Matt Davidson, if you got Walken's number for some reason. I think he one time Matt Davidson met what was it, Ric Flair? Woo. So maybe he knows this other guy. What are we talking about again? What happened?
What?
Nothing.
What's your favorite scene, Schwartz?
The scene of the planetarium when all the kids are like freaking out. No, in the beginning when they're in the planetarium, he's like, "You're all gonna die. You mean nothing. We're all going back." Because even Plato's reaction just the best. He's hiding behind the chair, and then James comes up to him. He's like, "It's okay. It's over. We can leave now." I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
What about the Chickie run? Would you do that?
I mean, the Chickie run was hilarious because of the way it exploded at the end. That was great, and I laughed out loud.
It looked like a firework.
I definitely wouldn't do that, but
I would definitely slam on the brakes if I knew my arm wasn't going to come out of there. That's for sure.
I would be like, guys, this is a bad idea. You guys shouldn't do this.
That dude's going to go down in history as the dopest Chickie run runner of all time. He never fucking chickened out. I mean, nobody's going to really know that he was just stuck in there. Everyone's going to be like, yeah,
he stuck with it till the end.
He went to the end.
I mean,
like no one will ever outdo that.
I read that they used real knives in the fight scenes and they just wore like body armor. It's pretty wild.
No, I think James Dean wanted them to use real knives. And as a result, he actually got cut during the scene.
According to IMDb, they were
according to Wikipedia.
Well, Wikipedia, Obama's dick. Not real.
According to Facebook and YouTube.
According to my Uncle Timmy.
We'll never know. Nicholas Ray, if you're alive and feel like coming on our podcast, if anyone knows Nicholas Ray.
He died a long time ago.
Oh, he's dead? So did he die before or after he killed Natalie Wood?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Listen,
what do you mean he
raped her?
He died in 1979. I'll look up Natalie Wood real quick.
Oh, she died.
She died in 81.
Yeah, way later.
2 years after.
That's not to say he didn't have anything to do with it.
He probably set it up. He directed it.
We'll figure that out.
Show me the bodies. Yeah. You know what I'm
saying? They made a documentary on it. We should make another one probably.
Netflix hey, listen. Convince me. So
listen.
Schwartz.
Listen.
Schwartz, you got something you need to say, Schwartz?
Yes, but I forgot now. Fuck.
You're just sort of yelling, listen, and you don't know what you want us to listen to?
I was gonna tell you something, but I forgot. It was gonna be great too.
What were we talking about?
There was a time where I thought I was going to make a point.
Natalie Wood being murdered.
Right. And only Matt Davidson knows.
And Nicholas Ray was on the boat. Did Nicholas Ray? He died.
No. Getting back to your question of do I put this in the same category as Cool Hand Luke? I say no because of this performance. But I do not put this in the category of Sunset Boulevard or Howard and Maude. It is nowhere near as good as that. Nowhere near.
The story is just not as good.
The executions is not as good. Sure, actually, maybe you're right. This was a very well executed movie. Actually, like it looked great. The color was great. It was good. So yeah, it just wasn't as interesting. I guess that's probably what it was.
I think that's fair. I think I wasn't stoked on. I wasn't always like, "Whoa, what's going on in this scene?" I wasn't like always invested in the story. And there was
I was eating dinner for some of it.
Yeah, there was at times where I found myself kind of zoning out a little bit. Like it didn't always keep my attention. But it was very well made. It was
there was a part about 58 minutes in
slowish
where he's drinking milk, and I looked up and it straight just looks like he's got a bong in his hand. and like first, and he didn't move, and I was like, is he got a bong in his hand? And he like slowly raised it to his lips. I was like, that's a bong, and then it ended up being milk. But it was really funny. I'm gonna look up a picture, because if you look at it and you don't know what's going on, you just think he's smoking a bong. Well, I guess for us three, because we're stoners, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You take a big enough bong rip, it looks like milk. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
The smoke is white,
milky.
Yeah, but it doesn't like
creamy.
Yeah, whatever.
Creamy. It doesn't get on your face, because we're not disgusting pigs like you. What are you talking about, dude?
All right. Jimmy Dean, 1955.
Yes.
OG angst classic.
A little slow, but very well done.
I think that first scene was the best scene in the movie as far as pacing and writing goes. So they had to live up to that, which they, made it was pretty hard.
The ending shit was pretty cool too. I liked them at the mansion going from there to the Griffith Auditorium. That was pretty good, intense shit going on. Observatory, thank you. With the bullies trying to beat him up, and then Saul going crazy again, or not Saul, Plato. I keep calling him Saul because the actor's name is Saul, but Plato.
Do you know him personally?
Not personally.
Oh, you know him personally. Well, cool. Any other words? Should we rank this bitch?
Other words. What have we? The director. What have we? Has anyone seen anything with this guy? I haven't seen much else from him. I don't think he really did much else other than. I mean, he did other movies, but I don't think
he did a lot of other movies, but nothing as big as this.
Nothing as big as this. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And James Dean, unfortunately, did not do much after this. This was it came out a month after he died, so he never was able to even watch this, is what I read. Damn. The only movie that he was in that he saw was East of Eden. He didn't.
So how many movies did he do?
3.
Yeah, 3 major ones. I guess he had some smaller. So
in East of Eden, and nobody's seen that. Is it good? Is he great in it?
Haven't seen it. Looks great. It's supposed to be great. He got an.
I heard he plays a female.
He got the Oscar nomination for East of Eden over this movie in the same year. So, and East of Eden, I think, was more nominated for like Best Picture and shit like that. I don't think Rebel Without a Cause got nominated for Best Picture. It got Best Screenplay, and then the supporting roles, Natalie Wood, and then the guy that played Plato.
They got nominated for Oscars?
They both got nominated for Oscars, and so did Nicholas Ray for screenplay.
Yeah, but this was the 50s, dude. What was it against? What won Best Oscar? Yeah. What won Best Oscar? You know, where'd that Oscar go to?
Yeah, keep in mind this is the 37th movie ever made.
Yeah.
So there's probably only like 4 movies that were made that year, and so they had to nominate them. And James,
these numbers don't add up, man. It was the movie studio system.
Okay, I might be lying about history, but everyone lies about history now. It's what we do in 2020. It's fine.
What is it? Best movie? Is that what it's
called? I have anything else to say. Unless you got anything else to say. I think my biggest takeaway from this movie is that dude was a movie star. He had commanded the screen, and he was great, and it sucks that he died.
He killed it.
A Streetcar Named Desire. No, On the Waterfront.
On the Waterfront.
Brando.
Yeah, On the Waterfront's great. I haven't seen.
So he did On the Waterfront instead of this movie.
You think he won an Oscar for On the Waterfront?
You think he would have won?
No, he looked way too old to play that card. Anyway,
I would honestly say On the Waterfront's a better movie than this.
Never seen it. Sam Spiegel.
Yeah, it's really good.
Have we done a Sam Spiegel yet?
I thought that was Elia Kazan.
I don't know why you're yelling at me. I'm looking at it right here. It says Sam
I don't know.
Spiegel.
Oh, my bad. I must be thinking. Oh, I'm thinking Streetcar is Elia Kazan. On the Waterfront is Sam Spiegel?
No, Kazan made On the Waterfront.
Okay.
It says
what are you
Sam
talking
Spiegel.
about?
Yeah.
Well, On the Waterfront.
Who the fuck is Sam Spiegel? Kazan made On the Waterfront.
Okay. I don't know who
Did
Sam
he?
Spiegel is.
I think so.
I'm not sure. It was
Look, Sam Spiegel.
I'm looking.
Y'all got computers?
No, dude. On the Waterfront was directed by Elia Kazan.
Yes.
Who's Sam Spiegel?
100%. Who the fuck said, dude? That's
I
what
don't know.
famous movies directed by
Tell me.
Elia Kazan.
Sam Spiegel.
No, that's not. That's wrong.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
That's probably producer. That must be the producer. If that person,
words here.
If that person won the Best Picture Oscar,
yeah.
It was the producer of the film that won the Best Picture Oscar. So Sam Spiegel's the
fucking man, dude. And then Godfather, that's another homeboy, won in 1972. This dude loves Oscars.
Brando's great, especially early Brando. He was great.
Yeah.
We should do On the Waterfront one of these days, or at least an Elia Kazan. We've done he's done some great directing, and he's like in the 50s. We did On the Waterfront.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
It definitely looked like he was holding the ball.
Looks like a bog.
Oh yeah, Kazan on directing.
Oh yeah.
Good book.
So we should all read that book, and we'll have a book club meeting tomorrow.
Read that book. Yeah, read it all today. Tomorrow. Hold on a second. I think I'm getting a phone call. Hello.
It must be the mayor of Hollywood.
Hello.
Hello, sir. It's delivery driver. I'm here.
Okay, thank you. I'll be right out.
Hi.
All right.
1 second.
Do we need to make sure you get a release form, Schwartz, from the delivery driver? All right, he's gone. It's fine.
Should I pause this?
Sign it.
I know. Just make him sure he signs it. No, we can just talk without Schwartz. It's fine.
Oh, what do we have to say?
I don't know. You got any more Brando questions?
Yeah, why does everybody think he's so good? Have you ever seen like the behind the scenes of Apocalypse Now when they try to get him to act and he's just like, I would rather
he does
slug
seem like a dick.
A razor blade.
Yeah, he does seem like an asshole. Maybe because he was so good and On the Waterfront, somehow he thought he like earned
directed by Sam Spiegel.
Privilege. Produced by Sam Schmiegel.
Schmiegel.
Directed by Elia Kazan. Schmiegel?
Elia Kazan. Anyway, Elia Kazan. Not gonna watch that movie.
Maybe one day we'll make you watch that movie. That'd be one on my list. Is On the Waterfront. I haven't seen Streetcar Named Desire either, so I'd be interested to watch that.
Yeah,
I believe that was awesome. Whoa.
Yep, yeah, it was. Sorry. Just a 50mm Canon lens dropped on the ground.
Oh, those are really durable, so you're good. It'll be fine. How is it looking? Everything fine?
Looks fine. I was looking at some trivia. Any other trivia from Rebel?
Like fun facts. I like to call them fun facts. I think that's a funner term than trivia.
Whatever.
No, I don't really have any fun facts that I can think of right now. Let me look at my notes to see if there's anything interesting.
So you never heard that he didn't kill himself and he just wanted to get out of the spotlight and move to Canada?
Not to my recent memory, that doesn't come to mind. No.
He died in he died in Canada 2019, ironically, in a car accident.
Who did?
James Dean.
What?
He did.
I thought he died in California.
No.
You're saying
he faked his death.
I see.
Faked his death in 1955. He moved to Canada and died in 2019 in a car accident. It was actually a car accident.
Where are you getting this information?
The very reliable sources on the interwebs and beyond. There's got a lot of elements that make sense. There's a doctor that determines,
of course, as most conspiracy theories do.
A doctor has said Dean could have survived the crash easily. So that's one fact.
Okay.
Yep.
Dude, I watched a very convincing documentary that Paul McCartney died and was replaced by an identical twin.
Did it convince you?
I love
a good doc.
I wasn't convinced, but it was convincing. Like I saw the arguments. Like it made good arguments. I'm like, okay, well, if I wanted to believe that, if it's presented as facts, it's like, okay, sure. I guess that makes sense.
That convinces me of something, and then like immediately convinces me of like the opposite, where I just realized, God damn it, they got me.
Yeah, right. You're like, you believe like, it for a few minutes, for like a second.
100%, that makes sense. Yeah. Like, there's no way that doesn't make sense. And then they're like, but then this happened. Like, oh fuck! Like now it doesn't make sense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what got me was the one that frames what's her name for killing Kurt Cobain. Like the
Courtney Love.
Yeah, I don't know if it was soaked in bleach or one. There was like 4 that came out.
I know,
but there was one that by the end of it, I was like, hell yeah, Courtney Love killed him.
Yeah. Hey, if the doc is well made enough, it's gonna be convincing.
Yeah,
it'll make the right arguments, and then some people will come out of it at least thinking one way or another.
You guys ever see Hands on a Hard Body?
I have not yet. I've heard it's great.
Check that out on our next episode of Docs with Davidson.
Where did you guys rank this?
Where did you rank it?
That's a great question, Schwartz.
Going low. Much as I appreciate it was a good movie, I would never watch it again.
Right. I think I thought about this and I ranked it. It was medium low for me. Let me re-look here. Any final thoughts? Anything?
James Dean's a movie star, or was a movie star. That's really
we'll never know. Yeah, before he decided to quit and move to Canada.
Hey.
And then he might have had something to do with Natalie Wood's death.
Maybe.
Cole, get Christopher Walken on the phone, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
did anyone track down his number?
Guy?
Anybody?
I thought you were eating food. No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where this is going. Of our 55 options here.
Well, go ahead. Tell us. Get us out of the suspense.
Are you suspended?
I'm suspended.
You okay? You stoked? Are you stoked to find out the ranking?
I am.
Anthony Islami.
See if it's above MacGruber or not.
Oh, shit.
The ultimate measuring stick, MacGruber.
Oh, God. It's definitely below MacGruber.
Yes, thank you.
I'm above MacGruber.
You have it above MacGruber?
I have it above I think I do.
I definitely have it in my bottom third.
Me too.
Jake, are you? So you're like more.
I'm
middle?
Low
mid.
I'm almost. Right. I'm actually exactly middle. It's exactly middle.
Why are we not saying the number?
Because we like to leave people in suspense.
You said build the suspense.
We love suspense here and making me watch movies.
I'm going 44, right underneath MacGruber.
Wow.
44 for me.
That's
Market 8.
Interesting, because I'm also under MacGruber, but I have MacGruber much higher. I have MacGruber at 34.
We've watched a lot of good movies.
This
is a good movie, but out of all the movies we watched,
I'm going very close to Schwartz's number, but well under MacGruber at 43, right above Eastern Promises, right below Jeff, Who Lives at Home. I think I'd rather watch that again than Rebel Without a Cause. But I like this movie.
Cool. Yeah.
I think Jeff Who Lives at Home is right about the level of I think that's below that. I'm putting this. I think now this is the new level that everything below it is neither here nor there.
Okay. Yeah, we all agree that Jeff Who Lives at Home is better. That's interesting, and I appreciate that. Actually, I don't agree. MacGruber's better.
That's right. I forgot.
I put this movie.
Nobody's perfect.
I put this movie at 29.
Very high.
It's right in the middle. So to me, it's right under Once Upon a Time in the West, because I feel like the influence. I really appreciate
Once Upon a Time in the West.
How it was done. It wasn't super entertaining, so like I put it, a few spots, and on the lower end, but I appreciate it the craft and its influence most of all. So and the acting, of course. So I put it, middle, relatively high, above the movies that are on the lower side, which are more on the favoritism of just entertainment value, I guess.
True.
Yeah.
I guess this because
good
this movie
movie.
was definitely trying to say something.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that about it.
Message.
Yeah. And I bet if you saw this in 1955, it was some of the dopest shit.
Again.
We've watched a lot of good movies from the 50s.
A lot of 50s. Schwartz, what did you say? What was your rank? What you said that? Say what you said?
34. Oh, I said good movie, but there's no need for me to ever watch this again.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
Better than Rebel Without a Cause.
Rebel Without a Cause is better than Rebel Without a Cause.
Better than Cool Hand Luke is what I'm going to say.
Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
I would watch this 1,000 times over before I watch Cool Hand Luke again.
But remember when he was cutting off the tops of the meters?
Right.
That's some rebellious shit.
Remember when he had that really long conversation with his mom?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't want to remember.
All right, fine. It was
Cool.
Cool Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke was cool, but this movie was better.
Shout out to the Big Hat.
43, 44,
29.
29. 43 plus 44 plus 29 divided by 3 equals 96.
All right.
Duh.
That'll be reflected in my overall rankings in the next few movies after we hit 60. We will get an update on that.
Yeah, we don't need that. You can skip that.
I don't know why you hate that so much.
I like the updates.
Because you like it so much is why.
Maybe some people want to hear about it. Maybe some people don't. I enjoy doing it.
We're going to tell them anyway.
I enjoy doing it, so I'm going to keep fucking telling you. And Anthony likes it.
Jim West lost a damn mind in the West. Remember that, Will Smith?
Wiki Wild West.
Wiki Wild Wild West. Jim
All right,
West,
cool.
Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want none.
You could probably cut it at the rapping part.
You're doing it, Peter. You're listening to Making Me Watch Movies.
R.I.P. James motherfucking Dean. Next week's movie. John Carpenter, redeem us. Give us something fun and exciting to watch. They Live, 1988. Watch it on Peacock. Then listen to us wherever you get podcasts. Making Me Watch Movies everywhere, from Spotify to Apple, whatever. And also on Instagram, Making Me Watch Movies, MMwM_podcast. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week. In your ears.